Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You ain't subscribed yet? IUIC Atlanta Burning 2.0. What you waiting on? Get it done. Do it now.
Hey, get them clicks, get them likes, and subscribe. Do it now.
So what he was telling you is that a woman shouldn't wear pants because that's a commandment of God, right? Now, brother, we got a very intricate situation right here. Now, 1 John chapter 2. No, I want you to give me John chapter the love of God. For this is the love of God. What's that? 1 John 5 and 3? Yep. 1 John 5 and 3. So we got a very important, urgent, red flag situation that's about to happen right now. What's your name, bro? Devontae. So Devontae right now is about to go get a tattoo. Right now. Yeah, right now. So Devontae, you love God. You're a Christian? Okay. So as a Christian, right? That means our life is supposed to revolve around this Bible, right? Right. Yes? So that means that everything that God said in this Bible we're supposed to do, right? Right. All right. Now, you say you love God. Read this.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
Read the first part again.
For this is the love of God.
Stop. So God says,
this is how you show me that you love me. Somebody come fix this.
he says, this is how you show me that you love me. You can't come to my house and chill with me. I'm talking like I'm God. Right. You can't come to his house and chill, sit on the porch. Right. You can't FaceTime him. Right. You can't do none of that. God says, you want to show me that you love me? What must you do?
Keep his commandments.
Right. God says you must keep his commandments. Right. Now, contrary to popular belief, all the things that we learn in the Christian church are lies. Right. In the Christian church, they taught us that we can do whatever the hell we want as long as we just believe in our hearts. Right. But I'm going to ask you a question. I want to see if you're paying attention. How did God just say you love him? You got to pay attention. Because everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody gives a damn how we're supposed to get there.
Bring it out.
So you got to pay attention. I'm going to read it for you again. Read that.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
So, how did God say you love him? Keep his commandments.
Right.
Right? Now, I want you to get me Leviticus 21 and 5.
Bring it out.
So what we out here doing, Devontae, is we're actually out here trying to save your life.
Right.
Whether you believe it or not, getting something as simple as a tattoo can get you put to death.
Right.
You may not believe it, but God says, matter of fact, before you read that, I want you to give me Romans chapter 6, verse 23.
Bring it out.
Something as simple as getting a tattoo can get you put to death.
Right.
Because God says if you love him, keep his commandments. So I want to show you the opposite of not keeping God's commandments. Read.
Romans chapter 6 and verse 23.
Bring it out.
For the wages of sin is death.
What did he say?
Is death.
Read it from the top.
For the wages of sin is death.
So the payment of sin, which is breaking God's commandments, that's what sin is.
Right.
The definition of sin is breaking God's commandments.
Right.
So the payment for breaking God's commandments is death.
Right.
Right? Now, Leviticus 21 and 5.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5.
So what we are here doing is we're teaching that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, the Israelites.
Right.
And not just his chosen people, the only people he give a damn about on this earth.
Right.
He don't give a damn about the white man, the Chinese man, the Arab man. He don't care about you, Devontae. That's saying your name right. Devontae. So everything written in this Bible is for us, is to keep us from getting put to death.
Right.
Why do you think our brothers and sisters get put to death every day on the Fox 5 News? Every day at 5 o'clock, I can guarantee one of my brothers get put to death or one of my brothers going to jail. Or sister. Now, read what you got.
Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So one thing God commanded us not to do, you listen up too, sis. God says that we should not shave our head bald. Like Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Shaq, all that type of stuff, right? That's one thing. Keep reading.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Neither are you supposed to shave your beard. You can get it shaped up, but when you make it like the chin strap or the goatee like you got, because you shave, be honest, right? God says you ain't supposed to do that. That's another thing that you're supposed to not do. I want you to look at all these men around you. All of us have beards on our face, but we can grow. You can go in the barbershop and get it shaped up. I need to shape up actually myself. You know what I'm saying? But you can't cut into it. Your badge is what separates you from a woman. Your beard is a badge of manly dignity that separates you from the woman. Think about the lion. Think about the lion in the jungle. How do you know how do you know who's in charge?
Bring it out.
He got a mane. That's how I know who's in charge. Because men run this world. I don't give a damn what they say in America. Men run this world. We're in charge of this world. So, Devontae, you need to look at all these men. You need to grow your beard out. That's a bad thing. But we're going to get to the subject at hand. Read.
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Read that again.
Leviticus chapter 21.
Read that last part.
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Neither make any cuttings in your flesh. Leviticus 19, what's the other one at? 27? Leviticus 19 and 27. So God says we shouldn't make any cuttings in our flesh. What is that going into? What is that talking about? Any cuttings in your flesh? What is that going into? Tell them, sister. Tell them. Let me listen to you. You don't know neither? What's it talking about when it says cuttings in your flesh? I can't hear you. When you go get a tattoo, Devontae, what are they doing? Huh? Now I'm asking you. When you go get a tattoo, what are they doing? What's the process of getting a tattoo? That's cutting in your flesh. Come on, man. Listen. One thing I know about Jay, listen, when we don't want to hear something, we act oblivious to what's going on. That's how I know you're an Israelite. That's one thing I do know. That's how I know. You is one of the people on this sign right here. Now, watch this. It's going to get even more specific, right? Because you made, cuttings in your flesh. Okay, I can get cut by a knife. That's a cutting in my flesh. But God knows his people, so God ain't going to give you a way out. He about to get specific. Watch this.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
For the what?
For the dead.
It says you shouldn't make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead. I see you got a lot of tattoos. I don't know, you may. Do you have any rest in peace tattoos on you? Do you know anybody that got rest in peace tattoos on them? Okay, well, we can understand. We know that that's one thing Negroes do. Negroes, we get rest in peace John, rest in peace Man, rest in peace Pookie. All that stuff on us. So God made it very specific, right? So he won't give you no way out, even if you had not even a reasonable doubt in your mind that what he was talking about. God says you shouldn't go get tattoos. Now, read.
Nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
Right? Nor any marks upon you, right? Now, Romans 7 and 14. Because, contrary to popular belief, Devontae, we are created above everybody on the face of this earth. And what I mean by that is that we are completely different. You may have 2 feet, 2 legs, 2 hands, but you are completely different than everybody else on the face of this earth. That's why we're bigger, faster, stronger. Like all those physical attributes that we have, right? That's why all of our, every chance they get, they're doing all type of procedures or research on our bodies. They take our blood, they take our sister's placenta, they do all those things, right? And they use our bodies, right? Because they understand that we are created different than them. That matter of fact, we are above all of them. Step up a little bit, Devontae. Now, so because we're created different, right? So you shave your face, you get tattoos. Let's see what God says. Watch this.
Romans chapter 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal.
So God says we know the commandments that he gives to the Israelites, his people, they're spiritual. Because there are certain things that will happen to us that won't happen to everybody else. Now, when black men shave their face, what is a common thing that happens to black men only when they shave their face? Their face break out, right? It's called razor bumps. It's called razor bumps. When black men, Hispanic men, shave their faces, it's called razor bumps. You heard about that, sis? You knew that? You did you? Come on at me for a second. You believe in the Bible? Because you parked right here in the front. Now, razor bumps, right? Have you ever seen a white man with razor bumps? I'm going to help you out. Nah. What about an Asian man? What about an Arab man? You ain't never seen it. But black people, Hispanic people, Native American men, when we shave our face, we get razor bumps. You gotta do something extra to not get razor bumps. White man can shave his face without water and it be clean. I'm dead serious. Clean as a baby. You go to the barbershop, they cut you off, you gotta get the alcohol, they gotta whip you up, stuff be hurting and everything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do all that. Because God gave his laws to you. You're not supposed to shave your face. Now, with tattoos, what's the thing that happens to black people when they get tattoos? It don't happen to everybody, but it happens to a lot. What happened to a lot of black people when they get tattoos? Think about it. Something out of the ordinary that happens to black people when they get tattoos. I'll help you out. They get keloids. Yeah. A lot of people, when they get those brands, when they get those tattoos, they get keloids. You know what a keloid is? You ever seen when people get the tattoos and then their flesh starts popping out?
Yeah, like it's messed up.
Yeah, like it's swollen.
Yeah.
That's keloid skin.
Right.
You ain't never seen a white man whole tattoo be body be tattooed up. You ain't never seen that one keloid on him. That's the stuff that happens to us. So that's how you know that this is talking about us when God says we are not supposed to do those things. Now, there are people that have died from having keloids because that can become an infection. So you could have done something that you think is as simple as going to get a tattoo, but guess what? 2 months from now, that thing don't heal right. Now you got gangrene. Now they got to cut your arm off. Now you got gangrene. Now it done traveled to your main arteries, and now you have a blood clot. All those things can happen to you, man. Get an infection. All those different things that can happen. That's how important for us to not have tattoos. Now, I have tattoos, Titus 3:3. A lot of us out here got tattoos, right? But when I learned the truth, this glorious gospel, the truth of the Bible, that we are the Israelites, God's chosen people, that Jesus Christ is a black man from the tribe of Judah, that God is a black man, that the angels are black people, that all the prophets in the Bible are so-called blacks and Hispanics. I repented, meaning I've changed my ways. Titus 3:3.
Titus chapter 3, verse 3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
So that key word, foolish. God says we ourselves sometimes were foolish. Getting tattoos is foolish.
Right, right.
Shaving your beard off is foolish.
Right, right.
Eating shrimp, crab, and lobster is foolish.
Right,
Women walking around in pants is foolish.
right.
God says we sometimes were foolish. We
disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another.
all those things go into, matter of fact, you want me to tell you where they come from? They come from this man right here.
That's right.
Guess what? Scoot over a little bit, soldier. Guess what? Contrary to popular belief, this is not Jesus Christ.
Bring it up.
The whole world thinks this is Jesus Christ.
Wake him up.
But guess what this man right here teaches us? It teaches us all those things right that it just named right there.
Right.
Malice, hatred,
Right.
envy,
Right.
disobedience.
Right.
Do what thou wilt.
Right.
Go get tattoos.
Right.
This man right here taught us that.
Right. Right. Bring it up.
But guess what? This man right here is not in the Bible at all. Well, he is in the Bible, but this is not Jesus Christ. And what I mean that he's in the Bible, he is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
So-called white people are the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's
The word
right.
devil means deceiver.
Right.
Everything that is wrong with us in the black communities, we were taught it by this man right here.
That's right.
Now, you say you love now, I'm about to put you on the spot, Devontae. You said you professed in front of all these men out here, all these prophets, by the way,
Right.
that you love God.
Wake him up.
You just learned that loving God is keeping his commandments.
Right.
You also just learned that getting tattoos, that getting tattoos is breaking God's commandments.
Right. Right.
You just learned all of that. So now I'm gonna ask you, what you about to do?
You know.
What you about to do? And listen, we men out here, I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest. What you about to do? Because either you're going to hear the word of God or you're going to forbear.
You know. Bring it up.
Right? You're either going to, matter of fact, give me that in Deuteronomy 29 and 30. What was the last verse? You know what I want? Choose life or death. Is that Deuteronomy 29, 33? 30 and 19. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. Listen.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19.
Bring it up.
I call heaven and earth to record this day.
So, we're calling heaven and earth to record what's happening right now. In the midst of the church here, because this is what this is, you've just learned that you are an Israelite and you're supposed to keep God's commandments. So, God and the angels are recording this right now. Read.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Against Devontae, read.
That I have set before you life and death.
So, we have set before you life or death.
Right.
Getting a tattoo is choosing death.
Right.
Not getting a tattoo is choosing life.
Bring it up.
Read.
Blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life.
Therefore, I would strongly advise Devontae to do what?
Choose life.
Right. Wake him
So
up.
now, we out here, we strongly advise you to choose life.
Right.
Right? Give me that, Proverbs 7 and 2. We strongly advise you to choose life, but I'm going to ask you what you going to do. Say again? Come say it on the mic. Which is what? You came to get a tattoo, so that's what you're about to do. Proverbs 7:2.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 2. Keep my commandments and live.
Do what?
And
Read
live.
it from the top.
Keep my commandments and live.
So God says, Proverbs 8:33. So God says, keep his commandments and live. Earlier we read to you that the wages of sin is death. You yourself just told me that you're about to get a tattoo. So from your mouth to God is, right? But guess what? Us out here, we gonna do what God told us to do.
Yes, right.
First of all, which is to rebuke you, right? When I mean rebuke you, what that means is we're strongly advising you to keep the word of God.
Right.
We're out here to correct you,
That's right.
to keep you out of the midst of sin. This love right here, bro.
Right.
This listen. Teaching you the commandments of God is the greatest love anybody can give to you.
That's right.
Greater than your mother's love.
Right.
Greater than your father's love.
Right.
Greater than the love from your boys.
Right.
Right? Whatever, your neighborhood, wherever.
Right.
Where you from? You from Jersey? What part of Jersey you from? Plainfield. Okay. You a part of any gangs, anything like that? You're not. Well, anything. Well, anyway, your homeboys that you grew up with, man. There's no greater love than what we doing to you right now. Because we want you to live, man. We want, and listen, we use that lightly, man, by saying, oh yeah, man, I'm just trying to stay alive. I want you to live. We really mean that though, bro.
Right.
Every single day our people getting put to death.
Bring it out.
Every single day we're being oppressed. Right? Every single day we want to know why. But nobody wants the solution.
That's right.
We always complain, but nobody wants the solution.
Right.
Devontae, we'll give you the solution right now, man. You may think that's a small thing, man, but that's big, bro. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 8 verse 33. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not.
Hear that? God says, hear the instructions that we're giving you right now, man. Don't refuse them. That's wisdom.
What is nation? Nation is men leading by example.